and Carnatica. We have great pleasure in welcoming you all to today's grand function. I would like to first of all call upon the dignitaries, the main person for today, Vidushi Dr.T.S.Sathyavathi. I would also like to call upon Cleveland Sri V.V.Sundaram sir, our guest of honor. I would like to call upon Sri Bala, the Vice President of Sri Parthasarathy Swami Sabha. We are also happy to welcome all of you for this function. I would first of all like to call upon Sri M. Krishnamurthy sir, Secretary of Sri Parthasarathy Swami Sabha, to start today's function.
எல்லோருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 20 மாதமாக தைரியமாக வெளியே வர முடியாத ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷன்லேருந்து மீண்டு எல்லோரும் வேக்சினேஷன் போட்டு கவர்மெண்ட்டினுடைய ப்ரோட்டோகால்ஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம அடியேர் பண்ணி இப்போது கொஞ்சம் வெளியில் வரக்கூடிய ஒரு நிலைமை நம்மளுக்கெல்லாம் வந்திருக்கு. இன்ஃபேக்ட் லாஸ்ட் 2 வருஷமாக பல்லவி தர்பார் ஆன்லைனில் தான் நம்ம பண்ணிகிட்டு இருந்தோம். விடலை, அது விடக்கூடாது, ஏன்னா ஒரு முக்கியமான ஃபெஸ்டிவல்னு பண்ணிகிட்டு இருந்தோம். இப்போது இந்த பல்லவி ஃபெஸ்டிவல் இந்த வருஷம் லைவாக பண்ணலான்னு டிசைட் பண்ணப்புறம் எப்படி க்ரௌடு வரும்னு ஒரு யோஜனை இருந்தது. இல்லை, இது ஒரு பண்ணலான்னு அப்படின்னு ஒரு தைரியத்தை வர வச்சுட்டு ஒரு 2 நாளாக நடத்தின்னு இருக்கோம். நல்ல க்ரௌடு வருது. எல்லோரும் ஒரு சந்தோஷமாக திருப்பி ஒருத்தரை பார்க்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஸ்டேஜை நம்ம பல்லவி தர்பார் இந்த ஃபெஸ்டிவல் கொடுத்துருக்கு. சாயங்காலத்து வேலை நிறைய க்ரௌடு வந்துட்டுருக்கு. ரொம்ப ரசிகர்கள் என்ஜாய் பண்ணிட்டுருக்கா. இதுக்கு முக்கியமான காரணம் இந்த ஃபெஸ்டிவல் என்னுடைய ஒரு ஹை ஒரு கிரேடு தான் சொல்லலாம். ஏன்னா ரொம்ப வருஷமாக நடத்தின்னு இருக்கோம். நிறைய நல்ல ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸு, நல்ல காம்பினேஷன்ஸு, நல்ல டாபிக்ஸு, நல்ல ஒரு ஃபெஸ்டிவலாக இது நடந்துன்னு வருது. அது ரொம்ப அருமையாக நம்ம வித்வான் சசிகிரண் சார் அழகாக அதை வந்து ஷெட்யூல் பண்ணி எப்படி போட்டால் அது ஹிட் ஆகும்னு ரொம்ப அழகாக அது பண்ணிட்டு வந்துட்டுருக்கார். இன்ஃபேக்ட்டு ப்ரோக்ராம் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறது இல்லாமல் நீ இந்த தாளத்தை போடு, இந்த இதில் பண்ணு, இந்த கத்தியில் நடத்து, இந்த டாபிக்ஸை கொண்டு வா அப்படின்ட்டு எல்லாருக்கும் பேசி டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணி இன்ஃபேக்ட் அவள் ஸ்டேஜ்லேயும் அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணுறா, சசிகிரண் சார் இந்த ஐடியா கொடுத்தார், இது பண்ண சொன்னான். ஸோ என்டையராக ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு ஃபெஸ்டிவலாக அவருடைய நல்ல ஒரு பிரெயின் அவருடைய ஐடியாஸில் நடந்துட்டுருக்கு. அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு ஃபெஸ்டிவலில் இன்றைக்கி ஒரு முக்கியமான இந்த ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சி அவார்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன். இந்த வருஷம் தானகான பிரவீனா என்ற டாக்டர் T.S.Sathyavathi அவளுக்கு இந்த வருஷம் அதை கொடுக்கணும்னு நாங்கள் யோசித்து அதை பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஒரு 7-8 பேர் நாங்கள் அதை எடுத்து எப்படி அது பண்ணலான்னு பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கு. ரொம்ப கிளியராக நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சது டாக்டர் T.S.Sathyavathi அவளுடைய நேம். ஏன்னா யூஸ்வலாக யாருக்கு அவார்டு கொடுக்குறதுன்றது நிறைய ஒரு குழப்பங்கள் ஒரு சந்தேகங்கள்லாம் வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும். இந்த வருஷம் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு கிளியராக டாக்டர் T.S.Sathyavathi அவர்களுக்கு தான் கொடுக்கணுன்ற மாதிரி ஒரு எண்ணம் எங்களுக்கு நிஜமாகவே தோணித்து. முக்கியமான ஃபெஸ்டிவல் நாங்கள் எல்லாரையும் ஹானர் பண்ணி தான் வந்திருக்கோம். ட்ரிச்சி வெங்கட்ராமன் சார் அவரை ஆனர் பண்ணோம் ஒரு ஃபெஸ்டிவலில். செங்கல்பட்டு ரங்கநாதன் சார் ஆனர் பண்ணிருக்கோம். மதுரை T.N. சேஷகோபாலன் சார் ஆனர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். சித்திரவீணா ஸ்ரீ நரசிம்மன் சார் அவரே நேராக வந்திருக்கார். அவரை பல்லவி சக்கரவர்த்தி நம்ம அவார்டு கொடுத்துருக்கோம். இன்ஃபேக்ட் லாஸ்ட் டைம் லைவாக நடத்துகிற பல்லவி ஃபெஸ்டிவல் இருந்துச்சு, அவர் ஆனர் பண்ணிச்சு டாக்டர் Sathyavathi அவர்கள் T.S.Sathyavathi அவர்கள் லெக்சர் டெமான்ஸ்ட்ரேஷன் இனாகுரேஷன் டே இன்றைக்கி அவர் ஃபங்க்ஷன் இன்றைக்கி இருந்தது. இன்றைக்கி அவங்களுக்கு அவார்டு கொடுக்குற இன்றைக்கி சாரே நேராக வந்திருக்கிறது நம்மளுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு பெரிய பெருமை. நரசிம்மன் சார் வந்திருக்கிறது. ஒரு பெரிய கலை குடும்பம். டாக்டர் T.S.Sathyavathi நம்ம சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் சுந்தரம் சாரும் பாலா சாரும் அவளை பற்றி நிறைய பேசுகிறதுக்கு வந்திருக்கான். ஒரு நல்ல இசை குடும்பம். அவள் வீட்டு கதவை தட்டினாலே கதவை திறந்தாலே உள்ள சங்கீத உலகம் தான். ஏன்னா அவள் பிரதர்ஸு சிஸ்டர்ஸு அம்மா எல்லாமே அத்தனை சங்கீதத்தில் தேர்ச்சி பெற்றவா. அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு இசை குடும்பம். நல்ல ஒரு பாலா சார் வந்திருக்கார், எங்கள் வைஸ் பிரசிடெண்ட். ரொம்ப சங்கீத ஞானம், அத்தனை ஐடியாஸ், அத்தனை ஒரு ரசிகர். சங்கீதத்துக்கு ஒரு நல்ல ரசிகர்னால் எங்கள் பாலா சார் தான் சொல்லணும். எங்கள் சபாவில் அந்த பொறுத்த மட்டும் ஜென்ரலாக ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல்னு சொல்லக்கூடியது, ஒரு பெரிய தாட்ஸ் இருக்கிறவர், நல்ல தர்ம குணம் இருக்கிறவர் பாலா சார். நம்ம சென்னையிலேயே தமிழ்நாட்டிலேயே ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஒரு மால், பெரிய மால் கொண்டு வந்தது ஸ்பென்சர் பிளாஸா நம்ம பாலா சாருடைய பிரெயின் சைல்டு தான். அது மாதிரி ப்ரூக் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ் கோயம்புத்தூரில் கட்டியிருக்கார். அது அவ்வளோ அத்தனை அருமையான இருக்குது. அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு பெரிய மகா மனுஷன் அவர் வந்திருக்கார். அவரை வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றேன். டாக்டர் T.S. சத்யவதி அவர்கள் இந்த அவார்டை ஒத்துண்டு வந்திருக்கிறதுக்கு அவர்களையும் வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றேன். டாக்டர் T.S. சத்யவதி அவர்களை பற்றி பேசுகிறச்ச நம்ம இவரை பற்றி நம்ம R.K. ஸ்ரீகண்டன் பற்றி பேசாமல் இருக்கவே முடியாது. எங்கள் ஞான யோகி நம்ம அவார்டு கொடுத்துருக்கோம். அவரை பற்றி நினைக்காமல் இருக்கவே முடியாது. அவரை பற்றி ஸ்ரீகண்டன் சாரை பற்றி நினைக்கிறச்சா நம்ம V.V.Sundaram சாரை நினைக்கவே இருக்க முடியாது. ஏன்னா அவர் ஊர்லேருந்து அவர் எப்போ இங்கே சென்னைக்கு வந்தாலும் அவர் வீட்டில் தான் தங்குவார். அவர் தான் எல்லா ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸுக்கும் எல்லா கச்சேரிகளுக்கும் கார் வச்சு பத்திரமா பார்த்துட்டு அவர் அத்தனை அக்கறையை எடுத்துன்னு பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தார். இன்ஃபேக்ட் எல்லா ஒரு ரொம்ப வயசான அத்தனை ரொம்ப பிரபலமாக இருக்கிற அத்தனை மியூசிஷியன்ஸையும் எல்லாரையும் கூப்பிட்டு கிளீவ்லேண்டில் அவர் கூப்பிட்டு கடைசி இது மட்டும் அவர் ஹானர் பண்ணியிருக்கார். R.K. ஸ்ரீகண்டன் கூட தன்னுடைய மறைவுக்கு முன்னாடி மட்டும் கிளீவ்லேண்ட் ஃபெஸ்டிவலில் பண்ணியிருக்கார். இவன் இன்ஃபேக்ட் வீணை கல்பாக்கம் சுவாமிநாதன் அவங்க சுகுணா புருஷோத்தமன் எல்லா ஒரு வித்வான்களும் இன்ஃபேக்ட் நம்ம மறைஞ்ச பெரிய மகா வித்வான்கள்லாம் கடைசியாக நீ என்ன ஃபாரின் டூர் போயிருக்கான்னு அவள் பயோடேட்டா பார்த்தா அது கிளைவன் ஃபெஸ்டிவலாக தான் இருக்கும். அந்த அளவுக்கு நிறையா ஒரு சஸ்டெய்னிங் சம்பிரதாயா எல்லாம் போட்டு ரொம்ப நிஜமாகவே சுந்தரம் சார் நம்ம கர்நாடிக் மியூசிக் பண்ணியிருக்க ஒரு பெரிய சேவைகள்லாம் அத்தனை பெரிய சேவை. ஏதோ பார்க்குறதுக்கு அவர் நம்மளோட பழகிறார், சிம்பிளாக இருக்காரே தவிர அத்தனை பேரையும் ஐஷம் போய் அவளை பத்திரமா திருப்பி ஐஷன் வந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய வித்வான். அவர் இன்றைக்கி வந்து அவர் கையால் இந்த ஒரு அவார்டு கொடுக்கறது ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு சந்தோஷம் நம்மளுக்கெல்லாம். அப்புறம் டாக்டர் சௌமியா இன்றைக்கி இந்த ஒரு லெக்சர் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு ஒத்துண்டு நம்மளெல்லாம் பெருமைப்படுத்தியிருக்கார். வைஸ் சான்சலர் டாக்டர் J. ஜெயலலிதா மியூசிக் அண்ட் கெவின் பல்கலைக்கழகம். ஒவ்வொரு விழாலையும் பேசுகிறச்சியோ சௌமியா அவர்கள் மேடையில் இருக்கிறச்சு நம்ம பேசுகிறச்சோ ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் ஒவ்வொரு ஏதாவது ஒரு நல்ல நிலைக்கு ஒரு உயரிய நிலைக்கு அவருக்கு ஒரு ரெகக்னிஷன் கிடச்சிருக்கும். போன வருஷத்துக்கு 3 வருஷம் பேசுகிறச்சு கூட சங்கீத கலாநிதி அது மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு வருஷம் அவளுக்கு அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு உழைப்பு படிப்படியாக மேலே வந்து இப்போ ஒரு உச்சமான ஒரு வைஸ் சான்சலரான ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்தானத்துக்கு வந்திருக்கார். இன்ஃபேக்ட் சுந்தரம் சாரும் நாங்கள் எல்லாமே அந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் ஒரு ஆரம்பத்தில் ஒரு மெம்பராக இருந்தோம் அந்த போர்டில். ஸோ அவங்க இங்கே வந்து அவங்க முன்னிலையில் நடக்கிறது ஒரு பெருமையாக இருக்குது. ரொம்ப சிறப்பாக நடந்துட்டுருக்கிற இந்த ஒரு நல்ல ஃபெஸ்டிவலில் உங்களையும் வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றேன். தொடர்ந்து இந்த ஃபெஸ்டிவல் ரொம்ப அழகாக வருஷம் நடக்கும். நிறைய இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணி ஒன்றும் நடக்கும். நிறைய ஐடியாஸ் வச்சுருக்கார் சசிகரன். அதுபடி உங்களுடைய பேராதரவோடு இது நல்லா நடக்கும்னு பெருமாளை பிரார்த்திச்சுக்கிறேன். நமஸ்காரம்.
Thank you, Sri Krishnamurthy sir. We would now like to honor Vidushi Dr.T.S. Sathyavathi and present her the Biridu. I would request Sri V.V.Sundaram sir to do the honors. I would request Bala sir and Krishnamurthy sir to join. The Biridu citation reads as Carnatica and Sri Parthasarathy Swami Sabha do hereby confer the title Tana Gana Praveena on Vidushi Dr. T.S. Sathyavathi for her creativity and proficiency in Tanam singing on this 19th day of June 2022 at the Mylapore Fine Arts Club, Chennai. Vidushi Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi is an exemplary musician with great vidvat and scholarship. And she is also an embodiment of humility, and she depicts her reverence to her guru, the great legend, who himself was so simple throughout his life, none other than Vidwan Sri R.K. Srikantan. Vidushi T.S. Sathyavathi has worked tremendously with dedication, commitment and sincerity to the art, and has excelled in every aspect of Carnatic music. Though today we are honoring her with Tanam especially, she is an exponent of Pallavi singing overall as well. And in addition to that, her renditions of compositions, her scholarship, she is also a great learned Sanskrit scholar, and having all that knowledge in Sanskrit, she has translated that to preserve our cultural heritage. As a guru, she has passed on that entire knowledge to her students, and she is continuing her service to music and to our culture through the rich tradition of teaching Carnatic music and Sanskritam to various students in Bangalore. Of course, globally through internet, today she is able to connect to the world. In addition to all this, the reason that we chose this title exclusively, because we do have many other awards, but we thought a specific award to Tanam for many years have not been there. We have heard the names of legendary artists like Ghatam Krishnayar and so on, who were given the title Ghatam before for their capacity and proficiency in rendition of Tanam. So we thought this will be very appropriate. We've had several opportunities of hosting her lecture demonstrations in this very Sabha, and also we have had the opportunity of hearing her teach and also do lecture demonstrations for many other organizations, where each of the various aspects of Tanam singing, today that entire art form of how the Tanam tradition was there. Though we have many artists performing, to do it in a traditional way requires a specific amount of training, practice, and also understanding. And she explains it so beautifully and renders the various different types of Tanams. And there are many, many types of Tanams. Today you're also going to have a lecture demonstration, so I'm not going to elaborate that because I want Viduchi's Dr. S.Sowmya to present that. But having that, we've heard some brilliant lecture demonstrations by Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi ji, and today we thought this title will be very, very appropriate on this occasion. Thank you, Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi ji, for accepting our Birudu. I would now like to call upon our Vice President of Sri Parthasarathy Swami Sabha, Bala sir, to say a few words.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Dhyana Mulam Guru Murti, Puja Mulam Guru Padam, Mantra Mulam Guru Vakyam, Moksha Mulam Guru Kripa. I am indeed very happy today to be present here on the occasion of bestowing the award of to Dr.T.S.Sathyavathi. And I think very often it is the person to whom we present the award honors the person giving the award. So by awarding to Dr. Sathyavathi, a musicologist, I think the prestige of Parthasarathy Sabha also is going up. As you are all aware, Parthasarathy Sabha is one of the oldest Sabhas, but we would like the Sabha to be not only old, but not only traditional, but also modern and new. And newness comes by ever freshness, not new, but we want it to be ever new. It is said in Bhagavatam, the Bhagavatam is described as Swadu Swadu Pade Pade, Swadu Swadu Dine Dine, which means every time you read every verse, it is very delicious. Every day you read it, the next day also, it doesn't lose its deliciousness. It is the delicious or more delicious later. So that too also, in terms of Carnatic music, it is very important to maintain that Swadu Swadu Pade Pade, Swadu Swadu Dine Dine. And that will be only by little innovation, improvisation, change in presentation, change in presentation to suit the new audiences, etc. That is why Parthasarathy Sabha did a wonderful thing by tying up with Carnatica, which was promoted by youngsters like Shashi Kiran and Dr. S.Sowmya, because they lent that newness, innovation, improvisation. And as a result, what has happened is we have been able to do a lot of landmark programs like Bharat Sangeet Utsav, New Year Eve celebrations. This Pallavi Darbar is also an experiment in that direction. And we have been holding this Pallavi Darbar for quite some time. And this year is also, we have been holding for 3 days. And I'm sure it will be a success. Now, coming to Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi, it is a great honor because she wears many hats and caps, because she is not only a proficient Carnatic classical performer, but also a musicologist and also a Sanskrit scholar. And I think she is also proficient in Kannada, Tamil, Telugu and Sanskrit. And I think she has emphasized several times that the importance of the link of language and music together, how it is very important that the language and music should be linked to bring the right bhava and to make the right presentation. And I think in that way, she is able to probably understand the right meaning in all the lyrics of the songs and bring the appropriate bhava into the song, and also train our future students in this thing. She has already received a number of awards, including a musicologist award at Music Academy, Jnana Samudra Award, Karnataka Sangeet Award and whatnot. And I'm sure more awards to come. And I think this award is an addition to the feather in her cap. I think the one way of recognizing a proper person is to know by the linkage of their gurus. And I think she has been very lucky to have a lot of absolutely great gurus, starting from her elder sister to mighty Jambavan like Dr. R.K. Srikantan. And I still remember Dr. Srikantan performing at almost at the age of 100 at Parthasarathy Swami Sabha. I was wondering whether anyone will be able to stand. He was sitting there for hours together and performing without any effort. I think that's a very vivid memory which we can never forget. What I also appreciate in her is that I have not heard her presenting in Madras, but I think she is specialized in Shiva Vachanas and Purandaradasa Kritis. And I think we would be very happy. I think Madras audience would be very happy to have a presentation of Shiva Vachanas in multiple ragas by her. And I think Parthasarathy Sabha should make an effort to organize an event, and I would be very happy to sponsor the event. Secondly, since she is an expert in Purandaradasa Kritis, Parthasarathy Sabha used to every year have a Purandaradasa festival along with the Dasa family, Dasa Prakash Hotel of Mysore, and an association is Mysore. But for the past few years it has stopped. I think we need to revive it, and we would like to revive it with a presentation of Purandaradasa Kritis by Dr. Sathyavathi and her students. And I would like her not only to I would not only like her to present it, but also mentor and guide the entire festival so that it is done in a very grand manner, which helps us to really pay an homage to Purandaradasa, who is Pitamaha of Carnatic music. So I think we would seek her help. About Cleveland Sundaram, what can we say? I think there is no meeting or festival of Carnatic music complete without his presence. I think he is the final icing on the cake for any meeting on Carnatic music. And we owe a lot of debt and gratitude to him for taking the flag of Indian music to the USA and the Western world, and not only placing it there, but putting a very solid foundation and increasing the foundation every year, that the festival has become so popular, and it is able to preserve, nurture, flourish our great Carnatic art and culture, dance and music. And he has been doing it for 38 years, a great achievement. I think we in Parthasarathy Sabha are learning from him. And the learning is that he has been we have wanted to find what is the secret of his success. And we found that the secret of his success, the learning which we got, is that he did it by increasing the yearning for music and tapping the earnings of the people in USA. So we would like to take lessons from him of how to increase the yearning and how to tap the earning. I think we are reasonably good in increasing the yearning, but very poor in tapping the earning, and we need to take a lesson from him. Yesterday only I was reading an article on Carnatic music. Pandit Jasraj's daughter was being interviewed, and she was telling one of the bane and reasons why classical music has not succeeded, because it has not changed according to times, and presentation has been stale and obsolete, and new presentation has not come. If classical music is presented in media, it's usually in Doordarshan, and it is in own production and not by private producers, and the presentation itself is very stale. The stages, the settings are very poor, and she has started a separate institution to change that, and she is succeeding in improving the presentation, and it is enabling her to tap the funding from large corporates under CSR, etc. I think Parthasarathy Sabha in Karnataka should also think of tying up with Doordarshan and doing a private production of that presentation, and so that the presentation is improved and therefore the yearning for music among the people is increased. I think I will ask Shashikaran to lead it, and we'll be very grateful if this can be happening. We have a set of music programs later, Dr. S.Sowmya, and so many other programs for the next 3 days. We request you to come in greater numbers and participate in Pallavi Darbar and encourage us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shashikaran.
Thank you, Bala sir. He is very, very busy usually, but a very ardent music lover who makes specific time to be there for all our efforts. Sincere thanks to him. Cleveland Sundaram sir always has one thing. Whenever I call him for function, he's always invited to speak the last. But I would say that, Mama, you are very special for us. And whenever you speak, no matter, irrespective of the order, your speech matters to us. And we are looking forward to your felicitation speech for Vidushi Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi. Thank you. Please. I would also like to honor Sri Cleveland Sundaram sir and Bala. I would request Krishnamurti sir to present a shawl on our behalf.
எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். இன்றைக்கு கர்நாடக சங்கீதத்தை பற்றி பேசும்போது சொன்னால் இந்த ஏர்னிங்ஸை வந்து எப்படி கொண்டு வருது. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வெதர் he said YEA or EA. Okay. YEA is something that we probably can create. The other yearnings, EARNING yearnings, is sometimes very difficult. And I know Parthasarathy Sabha went through the one. There was tremendous amount of yearnings. That was the Y yearnings. But at a particular point, Parthasarathy Sabha did not have the absence of Y, the yearnings. And until Nalli Chettiar came and Bala came, actually, both of them kind of brought it up. So I just wanted to clarify that particular one. I think both of them go hand in hand. Before I came here, Vidwan Sri Narasimhan said that about Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi, that she is a tapasvini, that I should say it. Yes, she is a tapasvini. Her entire life is a tapas in pursuit of all that is noble, all that is great in classical arts. It's not just music, but it's also music and literature and everything that goes with it. Her philosophy is very simple in music. First of all, before that, I want to say one thing. It's very appropriate that Parthasarathy Sabha on Pallavi Darbar has recognized her on this day, because I don't know how many of you know, at the age of 16 in Bangalore, she won the first prize for Pallavi singing. Okay? And that was the time, you must remember, there are a lot of stalwarts. There are a lot of artists, the great Vidwans, who don't easily accept people, especially when they are very young, especially when they are female. I should also add that actually. Under those circumstances, for her to be recognized at the age of 16 was something absolutely phenomenal. That speaks volumes about her Vidwat. Yes, she grew up in a family of musicians. There was an atmosphere that was steeped in music. But she brought two things to the table. One is her own jnanam, innate jnanam, and the second thing is a tremendous appetite for hard work. She used to say that she used to be bribed by her mother, saying that if you sing this, I'll give you 25 paisa for us. Or if you have this particular one practice done, I'll give you 50 paisa, kind of a thing. But I think that at a particular stage, Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi went beyond the monetary incentive that came with her pursuit of music. It was a pursuit by itself, and that is why Narasimhan Sir said that she is a tapaswini. Her philosophy of music is very simple. There is a brainy part, and there is an emotional part. And to her, the emotion triumphs over the intellectual part of it. Craftsmanship is important. Understanding the grammar of music is very important. But she is very clear that it takes a subordinate role in presentation. Ultimately, bhava or emotion has to reign supreme. In that, she is not alone. 5th century BC, there is a philosopher called Ovid. He was asked to define what was art. His disciples asked him. And he said in Latin, ars est celere artem. My Latin pronunciation may not be very good. Those of you who are masters in that language may find my pronunciation to be atrocious, but let me translate and tell you what it is. Art lies in the concealment of art. That is Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi. When she sings or when she presents, art is there, but it is concealed. What comes out is the emotional part of it, the way in which her music touches you. But if you are intellectually curious, it's like seeing a beautiful girl or a beautiful boy, handsome boy. You look at the exterior and you are happy. But then if you go inside, you find there's a nobler soul inside. Similarly, in her music, on the outside, what you hear is what touches you. And you are bewitched by it, the beauty of it. But once you go deep inside, you find the complexity that is underlying in that. Her art lies in the concealment of art. The second thing that brings out her philosophy is, Hermann Weyl is a great mathematician. He won recently one of the greatest awards that mathematics department gives in Princeton University. He said in mathematics there are two things. There is truth, there is beauty. And he said, but if I have to choose one, I'll choose beauty. And here is a scientist, a mathematician, an immutable science. And he says that I would choose beauty over truth. And Dr. Sathyavath's music is the same way. There is lakshanam and then there is beauty. If I have to choose between lakshanam, the grammar of the music, and the beauty of the music, I'll choose beauty on any given day. And that personifies her music, Dr. Sathyavath's. I'm so happy that I'm here today in front of you talking about her because I want to let you in on a secret. I am an unabashed admirer of her music, her scholarship, and her absolute devotion to the art. In fact, the word I want to say is that I have a brahmip. I am in awe of her. And to be on the stage with her today and to give her this award is something that I cherish. And it's something I cherish because her guru, Sri R.K. Srikantan, is very close to us, very close to me and to my family. And she exemplifies everything that R.K. Srikantan stood for in classical music. She exemplifies whatever he believed in to be the truth in classical art. And I'm so happy that Parthasarathy Sabha and Shashi Kiran, who have an eye for absolutely an eye for the most deserving people and the best way to present them. I have decided to choose Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi today for this grand award. And I am extremely thankful to them that they chose me to be part of that celebration. Thank you very much. Namaskaram to everybody.
Thank you, Sundaram sir, for that very, very, very beautiful, from the heart felicitations to Vidushi Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi. Let me all tell you, when I called him, he asked me, is this function in the morning or evening? And I said, it's in the morning. Then I thought maybe he has another commitment. Usually he has a lot of commitments. I'm sure today he might be having a couple of other commitments. But then he told me that in order to make to this festival, please tell me the time. I told him it's at 10 o'clock. Then he said, okay, then I'll wake up at 2:30. And he literally, he rides the bicycle 100 kilometers at least on Saturdays and Sundays. He has finished that and has come on time. In fact, he never late for any functions. In fact, today, Mama, one good thing. Usually you are earlier than me. Today I came probably 1 minute earlier than you. So I take credit for that. But that is his commitment. So sincere thanks for that. And I would now call upon the awardee, Vidushi Dr. T.S.Sathyavathi, to say a few words and bless us. Thank you.
योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरः स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. My most humble pranams to everyone here. I really don't know what to say about whom here on the dais, with whom I am sharing the platform, and Gurunam Guruhu. If I can use that word apart from my own Guru, to any other person in this world, it is Vidwan Narasimhan sir. What can I say about each one of them when I am so small a person? I really don't know. I am overwhelmed with emotions, joy, fear, and diffidence. At the same time, feeling privileged and proud, whatnot. This is a very rare honor to me. See, such honors I always consider as morale boosters. This is like, particularly this award, what I have received today, is very special to me because it comes from such people. Receiving it from such an organization, from Sri Sundaram sir, it's not a small thing at all. Sundaram sir was held in such high esteem by my Guru. Whenever he spoke about him, he used to speak in superlatives and said in Kannada, Sundaram tarha ivattu jagatnalli innobru kelsa madoru sangeetakke illa anbittu. He used to say that is because he is capable of growing coconut trees in a barren land. That capacity is not, there with everybody. And Narasimhan sir, what to say about him? He is a very epitome of scholarship, learning, humanitarian that is humane to the core. Believe me, he rang me up at least twice or thrice during the thick of COVID just to find out if I was doing good. If I was not affected by COVID, how on earth should I expect a person of his stature calling a person so small as I am just to inquire after health? That is his magnanimity. So this honor, I feel it is like a positive punch to me, telling me what I should do. See, Tana Gana Praveena, that Praveenya is a word which is too heavy for me to swallow, to digest, to assimilate. It's a very, very humble arbhaka yatna that I do in whatever I do in music. Of course, as Sundaram sir put it, I am for the beauty in music. And Lakshana always has to act as the backbone. It is not the face of it. If the backbone is healthy, it is straight, it is erect, then there will be that, what you call that kale on the face also. That is on the face of music also. They are like the soul and body and the inner side. It is like the foundation and the building, construction. The construction has to be sound. If it has to be sound, the foundation needs to be very strong. So Lakshana acts that way. I am not very fond of musicology, but I am very fond of musical logic. That's what I keep saying. So it is Lakshya Pradhana, not Lakshana Pradhana. Lakshana is always there at the back of everything, but that should not be projected. And our music in particular, it is Geeta Vadya Ravat Cheto Vikasaha. Geeta Vadya Ravat Cheto Vikasaha. Our music is meant for Vikasa, Mano Vikasa, Cheto Vikasa, not for Vilasa. It is for Ullasa, not for Udreka. It is as much a moksha sadhana as we think it is a moda sadhana. It is easy to get applause from the masses, from the uninitiated, from the common listeners, when there is pitch, volume, and speed, which are ruling the present day performances mostly, what I feel. But to please a consummate, connoisseur listener, it takes hard work, balancing of the intellectual acumen with the aesthetic sense. They have to go hand in hand like in a Pallavi. Pallavi is the crest jewel of Carnatic music, also the touchstone of one's Vidvat. It is a Vidwan Nikasha, I call it. It is a Nikasha, touchstone, because all aspects taken to the pinnacle, they blend in a harmonious way in this presentation of Pallavi. Along with the other two, Tana and Raga elaboration. Raga elaboration for a Pallavi is not just the same as we do for any other composition. It is something different. And Tana, particularly, it is unique to Carnatic music. Nowhere else in the world, in any other form of music, system of music in the world, you find, let alone a parallel, even a comparison, a poor comparison, remote comparison to this triad, Raga, Tana and Pallavi. Because much water has flown beneath to bring it to the present day stature. So when we think about this, in view of this, the contribution of Carnatica, Sri Narasimhana sir, or Sri Vidwan Shashikiran, all his sons, all his children, whom he has groomed to be luminaries, shining stars in the firmament of Carnatic music today, in organizing this kind of Pallavi Darbar. The very word is so catchy. Darbar is some finality. It is like a Raja Sabha, where Pallavi rules. and providing opportunity to the youngsters as much as the stalwarts, the veterans, bringing in the old and new forms. I was asking him while coming to the hotel, how much of improvisation do you find over these years in Pallavi presentation? Lots and lots. But I am always for keeping the rich values of our traditional Pallavi singing intact, and then explore the contours, explore the other dimensions of presenting Pallavi. No point in making it only an intellectual exercise at all. As Sundaram sir said, I repeat it again. Without bhavam, without bhakti, without involvement, without commitment, without understanding all aspects in their full, if somebody presents a Pallavi, it is so mechanical, it is so prosaic, it is so dull and dry. It doesn't touch me at all. Of course, there is lot of intricacy. It is like not just grammar. I always say, grammar is fine, but try to convert it into poetry. Mere grammar is dry, but when it is, infused into poem, then it becomes very beautiful. So it is like the both Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi being active simultaneously. So both of them, that is a yoga. So in this light, if I view the contribution of Carnatica, contribution of this one family to the world of music in preserving and passing it on to the posterity, the richness of our culture through the Pallavis. Teach a student to sing a Pallavi in a perfect manner. He or she will never drift away from our culture. Take it from me. So deep-rooted it is. Once you know the very essence or the core of singing Pallavi, which is the, as I have already said, pressed jewel. It is the ultimate, the pinnacle of one's learning music. Then somehow or the other, they may not be expressive, they may not be able to say how and why of it, but they know what our culture is, what our culture stands for. And today, while receiving this honor, I feel so humble. I'm humbled. There is a Subhashita which I remember, Manasi Vachasi Kaye, Punya Piyusha Purnas Tribhuvana Upakara Shrenibhik Prinayantaha. Paraguna Paramanun Parvati Kritya Nityam Nija Hridi Vikasantas Santi Santa Kiyantaha. A beautiful Subhashita, it says, Manasi Vachasi Kaye Punya Piyusha Purnaha. Those who are filled with the nectar, Punya Piyusha, nectar of religious merit in not just their body but their speech and mind. Manasi Vachasi Kaye Punya Piyusha Purnaha Tribhuvana Upakara Shrenibhi Prinayantaha, pleasing the three worlds with their benevolent acts. The crown comes in the last two padas. Paraguna Paramanun, an iota of virtue that exists in others, that they blow up to the proportion of a mountain. Parvati Kritya. Nityam, always. Nija Hridi Vikasantaha. It is not to please anybody, show it off to anyone, to prove it to others that they do this. It is for their own blooming within. Nija Hridi Vikasantaha. Santi Santah Kiyantaha. Where do you find such santas, such saints in this world? Handful, to be counted on fingers. And here are a few here amidst us today, and we are so fortunate. One Mr. Narasimhan, one Sri Sundaram sir, and Shashikiran, Krishnamurti sir, Balakrishna. So many of them we are having here. They all are our role models. And I only pray to God that we continue to have the guidance and inspiration from such people as these. And the humility, my goodness, Vidwan Shashikiran is a household name today in the field of music. with such scholarship and such expertise in every aspect of music, and humble to the core. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadyati patratam patratva dhanamapnoti dhanat dharmam tatas sukham. That applies to him 100%. 100%. So that's again, the credit has to go to the father, the mentor. So this is what, I have no words actually, as I said, I shouldn't be speaking much on this occasion, except for not remembering my gurus, my parents. My whole life of music, career of music, it is dedicated to them. But for them, I am nowhere. Let alone here, nowhere. It's all because of them. What Sundaram sir said about my mother, I lost her just about a month ago. She passed away at the ripe age of 95. She lived for music. Her love for music was so great that in spite of that poverty at home, she made it a point to see that her children learn music, the best kind of music possible. So with this background and the kind of gurus I had, they are not my guru, Dr. R.K. Srikantan sir or B.V.K. Shastri sir. They are not dead and gone. They never die. Hateshu deheshu gunadharante. Their mortal presence is not here, but they are always with us in spirit. So when I start singing, my guru is there by my side. Satyu, he says. And my mother is there with me, my father is there with me, my other gurus are there with me. So this I can go on. So I only pray to God that I am as fortunate as this, as long as I live on. Thank you for patient hearing. Thank you so much.
It was a wonderful acceptance speech, and also thank you for all your blessings. I know we are already late for the Tanam program. I would once again like to thank all the dignitaries on the dais. I would like to also apologize to Vidushi Dr. S.Sowmya. We will start that presentation in just about few minutes. Thank you. Thank you all for your patience.